So hello guys, welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to share with you some few tips that can actually help you stay ahead of 90% of traders in this year 2025. And if you're able to follow every single thing I'm going to share with you in this video, I bet you will be a better trader in no time. So if you are new to forex trading, I advise to take your time, watch this video to the very end, and I'll probably take note of every single point that I'm about sharing with you right now. So before we get started with the whole video itself, kindly help me do a little task by smashing on that subscribe button so that YouTube will recommend this video to most people, and also help me share the video with your fellow traders as well. Even if you don't have traders, you'll share it on your community and people might actually find it helpful. So without taking much of your time, let's get straight. Let me share these tips with you and how you should actually implement them to be a better trader in this 2025. Now, the tip number one is simply learn a very profitable strategy. Now basically when it comes to trading, one of the most important things is learning a highly profitable strategy, because the strategy you learn is what will actually determine the results you get from the market regardless of your capital. So if you actually want to be better than most traders in this year that we are into, one thing I advise to do is that learn a very simple yet profitable strategy with a lot of evidence. Don't just go and learn random strategies from different people and try combining it. What I advise to do is that go to that particular YouTube channel that you think that you're actually pleased with, that particular mentor and what he teaches over there, and simply look at his playlist section. If he has a playlist for his strategy like I do on this channel, I basically have a playlist that breaks down every single information of my strategy with practical works, everything listed that I can watch, and it will be tagged in the description. Now basically look for a mentor who does exactly the same thing, and then basically watch the whole of that playlist and try to understand exactly every single part of that strategy. Now one of the best ways to actually learn trading and then understand this whole idea of strategy and then being able to trade strategies confidently is simply by backtesting the strategy after learning it. So after you learn the strategy, one thing I advise to do is that I'll try backtesting it. I've made a video on free backtesting software. I'll tag it in the video description as well. And secondly, also try trading it in a demo account for about 2 months to 3 months period of time before you trade it in a live account after learning the strategy. Now that's the first tip I have for you here, is basically learn a profitable strategy and make sure you get enough evidence of it before you go straight into the real market. Now the second thing here is simply after you've learned this strategy, you probably traded it in a demo account or probably backtested it and gotten enough evidence of it. Now the next thing I want you to do is simply buy a prop firm challenge. Now why am I saying you should buy a prop firm challenge? The reason why you need a prop firm challenge is basically very simple and straightforward. Prop firms will actually help you get more funds in no time. Like when it comes to trading, the most important thing is actually capital. Yes, you heard me right. Capital is the most important thing, because if you have a forex account of $1,000 right now and you make 1% of it, what is 1% of it? That is 1% of $1,000 is probably about that should be $10 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, $10 should be 1% of $1,000. So now for example, you are trading a $1,000 account and you make 1% at the end of the month. That is basically what? Just $10 in profit. But then with that same $1,000, probably if you just invest about, let me say, $150 of it into buying a 25k prop firm account, that gives you $25,000 to actually trade with. And if you're able to make 1% of that $25,000, that's basically how much. Now you see the difference in profit margin. So basically when it comes to trading, getting a prop firm will actually help you get more capital faster. Even if you have about $100,000 to start trading with, basically you can start with that. If you have $100,000, you can start with that, because if you have $100,000 to deposit in a trading account, then I bet you basically have millions of dollars sitting somewhere else. But if you are someone who doesn't have much access to a huge amount of capital, one thing I advise you to do is that instead of depositing that $100 in your forex account to start trading, use part of it to buy a prop firm, and then basically take your time and patiently trade a prop firm till you pass it. That will give you access to more capital in no time. Because with prop firm, basically once you can just do exactly what I'm doing. What I did was that I first got a 5k account, I passed it, I failed the first two, I passed the third one, then I got a 25k account, I passed it, I got another 25k account I'm currently trading alongside a different 5k account that has been on pending for some time now. So basically try accumulating more profit. So for example, if you're able to pass profit until you're able to get up to 500k in funding, that's $500,000. Let me say at the end of the month you make just 1% of $500,000. You can just do the math yourself. So let me just say $500,000 time is just 1%. So 1% of 500,000 will basically give you $5,000 at the end of the month. So basically, you see that the more capital you have, the more money you can actually make. And the easiest way for you to get access to this sort of capital is through prop firms. That's our advice to. After learning a profitable strategy, you traded it in the demo account, also buy prop firm. And if you're able to follow the prop firm rules and pass the prop firm, that basically means that you are not a good trader. You can keep buying more prop firm challenge and be taking more challenges until you are finally done with them. And then once you get up to 500k in funding, that's basically, or you just target 1% or 2% a month. Because when it comes to trading, one truth I will tell you is that real part of trading is that it's not about all the social media people posting they make 300% in a month, 200% in a month, 50% in a month. The truth when it comes to trading is that a good trader basically targets 1 to 5% every single month. If you're able to average between 1 to 5% every single month as a trader, you are basically okay. That's the truth. All you basically need to be a highly profitable trader is simply getting more capital. And with more capital, you basically look at 1% to 5% every single month and you are cool. You don't have to pressure yourself with much trading. So that is the point number 2. You're simply getting a prop firm. Now, if you are wondering which prop firm to actually use, I'm personally using Blueberry Funded, and Blueberry hasn't had any trading issue, any issue with payout or anything single thing since I started using them. So I'll advise you use the link that will be available in this video description. I'll also tag it in the comment section for you to actually get access to as well. Now that's the second one on our list. Simply patiently trade a prop firm, get a prop firm and pass the challenge and move on to the next point. The third point here is simply make sure that you document every single trade you take. Now what I mean by this point is that when it comes to trading, one of the best things that will actually help you grow as a trader and be a better trader is basically taking note of every single trade you take. Like for example, here that I am, I take note of basically every single trade that I take, and most of you who've been watching my channel already know that if I lose, I will record it. If I win, I will record it. I basically do this over and over again. Now the reason why I do this is that if I do it from at the end of every single week or every single month, what I basically do is I go back to my trade record and I'll try seeing how I performed that month. I try looking at the setups if they actually followed my strategy. Now the reason why I'm documenting is basically to let you know how the market, how you are performing within this particular period of the month, or how you are performing. Like basically, I stopped trading on Mondays. Now the main reason why I stopped trading on Mondays was because when I look at my whole trade document, most of my losses come on Monday. Like basically, majority of my losses are coming on Mondays. So for that reason, I stopped trading on Mondays. And secondly, another thing I noticed was that I also record a lot of losses when I'm trading during news. Like when I hold my trading to high impact news, it often end up giving me a negative result. For that reason, I no longer hold trade into high impact news anymore. Now, if I wasn't taking record of this trade, I wouldn't have known exactly what is going wrong with my trade. So basically, that is an important reason. So when taking note of your trade, you take note of how you did your setup, how you felt when you were doing the setup. Did you follow your strategy? Yes or no? That's very important. And secondly, your risk to reward, mark it out. And thirdly, basically make sure that take a look at the market condition, whether was there a high impact news during that day, how did you perform during the news, how did your trade run when the fundamental events were coming up. Basically look into those factors whenever you are documenting your trade. This will help you be a better trader. Like most of you traders out there, honestly speaking, you have a highly profitable strategy, you are good at what you do, but then you are not getting the result you desire. And the simple reason you are not getting this result you desire is basically because you are not documenting it, so you can't actually see where the problem is coming from. Your problem might be that you have a good strategy, but then you lack psychology, you lack the ability to wait for your trade to actually get to the destination, you lack the emotion to actually wait for your trade and all of that. That might be your problem. And then another trader is out there with different problems as well. So basically the only way you can know the problems you are having as a trader is basically by documenting it and taking note of every single thing you do whenever you take a trade. This one will help you fix it. When you see that you are getting positive results from doing this thing, you know that this is a characteristic you have to keep. Like for me, I noticed that I'm getting positive results by patiently waiting for my trade to come to my entry level, giving me my confirmation reason before I'm taking the trade. So for that reason, I know that basically this thing I'm doing is giving me a positive result, so I stick with it. Now I noticed that over analyzing the market or looking at my trade too much by micromanaging actually made me to lose a lot of trades, like make me lose a lot of profit opportunities, so I push it away. Now what has made me more profitable? Basically the ability to take my trade and I set a reasonable risk to reward, and then also using my trade management techniques that I've shared in my other video that will be tagged in the description as well. So basically these characteristics actually help me be a better trader. So for that reason, I make sure that I stick to them and then push the ones that make me be a bad trader away. What has made me a bad trader years back? I was revenging every single trade I take. Now this is basically the three most important things you need to be a good trader is simply one of them, learn a profitable strategy and the trade it in a demo account. Secondly, get a prop firm account, pass it, and then go more. That is the only way to get quick capital if you don't want millions in dollars that you can throw in some thousands of dollars to actually risk in the market. And then thirdly, just make sure that you are documenting every single trade is very important. You can get a notepad and write them down as I used to do, or the way I do now is basically I use what we call Notion. Notion is more like a web-based notepad that I just take a screenshot of the trade, paste it in there, and I put in the information that I have to put in to cover up for every other characteristics I had when I was taking the trade. And finally, get a mentor. Like I can't actually emphasize this enough. Get a mentor, get someone to actually hold your hand through. So when it gets to trading, like basically, I'll be honest with you, you can learn trading 100% by yourself. I learned my strategy 100% by myself. I did not learn it from anyone. I learned it on YouTube here from a single channel, and I practiced it over and over again over the years, and I became good at it, and it started giving me results. Secondly, you can basically be a good trader on your own, but the problem here is that it will actually take time, and you have to risk in more to actually be a good trader on your own. And the reason why I chose to be a good trader on my own is not that there was no mentor that I think was good enough to actually teach me. The reason was that I didn't have the money as of then to pay a mentor, because when I started off at first, where am I going to get $2,000, $3,000 from to pay a trader, to pay someone to teach me trading? I didn't have it, and I wasn't that kind of lazy trader who was willing to pay for signals. Because okay, paying for signals, I could have paid $100, a few hundreds of dollars for signals, and then the person would have been giving me signals. But you can't guarantee the outcome of trade signals. That's why it's better if you learn it for yourself. So basically, I advise to get a mentor, not someone that will teach you and abandon you, but someone that will teach you and then will hold your hand through the process. This is very important for you to be a good trader as well. So with this already said, hope you find this my video helpful. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, like this video, and also tell me down in the comment section. I'm currently recording this video on Sunday, so after this video right now, I'm just going to prepare for Monday trades as well. So basically, you are going to see this video live on Monday. Whilst you are watching this video, I'm working on my trade. So if you are basically looking for a mentor to help you out, so you can message me on Instagram. My Instagram handle will be down in the comment section there. So you can also contact me on Instagram directly. And secondly, you can join my Telegram community where I do drop trading signals. So basically, I do my setups and then I paste them in there for you to actually monitor, because I don't spend much time on the chart like I used to do. Back then, I used to trade a very lower time frame, so I used to spend a lot of time on the chart. But now I just do my setups and then I move away. So I just drop the screenshots in the Telegram community. If you want to take the trade, you basically monitor it for you to get there. Then you get into and you take any of them once it gets triggered. So basically, that's all I have for you in this video. See you in my next video. Bye.